Well, hello there. Isn't the music a little bit too... a tiny little bit too quiet? I don't know. Alright, so where are we actually? I haven't played for such a long time. First things first, mark. Yeah. What do we have on? I don't remember anything, like anything. What do we have here? Oh, we still have some carrying capacity. That's good. And what are we actually practicing? Endurance. Alright, and strength is up all the way. Right, so endurance, that would mean medium armor or heavy armor. I have a feeling that I'm about to being very naughty and actually buying training in heavy armor. Yeah, that could
Care to
actually...
talk? You're a welcome break from the locals.
I guess that was a little bit too loud. I don't really mind. Let's go and find us a trainer. We didn't have any...
You're a lot more refined than most of the travelers I've met. I like that.
That was a hearty welcome. Alright.
Perhaps I can be of assistance.
No. No, you can't. How about
How fare thee, friend?
you? Training?
Good to see you.
No.
Need my services.
No. Heavy
You're
armor.
hardly a match for me.
How about you two? No.
If you care to talk,
And
I
you?
would consider it a privilege.
Can it wait? I'm in the middle of sparring match with Tienes. I'm letting him win, of course. And you would watch these moves, Riin. I've almost got jewelry beat this time. Right. Nothing for me here. Right. How about you?
Do not fear. I will. Are you here for my services?
Not really, no. Blunt weapon is something I can train myself. And you don't
You choose to share your
actually
time with me. You humble me.
look like...
Sweet.
You do not actually look like a master trainer in heavy armor. Medium. Well, I wanted heavy because I don't actually use it that much. But alright.
May the wind be on your back. You bring good fortune with you.
Just a second. Yeah, alright. That's alright.
I'm ready for anything. Go ahead. Head on.
Alright, that does it. And since that did it, let's go to celebrate the untimely level up at home. we need to clean up, don't we? Ah, and we need to do some reading, don't we? Right, first things first. Ta-da! Strength, endurance, and luck. Because I am the most unlucky person on earth. So yeah, my character needs to have all the luck she could get. Right. Actually, it dawned on me that I might actually be lying dreadfully, because I actually do have some luck in my life. Albeit you rarely do see your luck or your happiness or whatever good fortune you have at the time. People tend to see it when it's gone. Yeah. Right. How about clearing up the inventory before we do anything else? Right. Tools? No. Alright. Yeah, expensive rings for enchanting. One day, one day I'll do all the enchanting. Won't I? Of course I will. Right. So, how about reading? So today we've got, yeah. Actually, we should read the series, shouldn't we? And we actually do have 3. Which one is first? Book 8. Alright. Oh, crap. I didn't want that. Slurping is, as always, hot chocolate. So this is book 7, and this is book 1. Yeah, let's read it. Shall we? Or shall we wait for book 2? Right, so let's read book 1 and book 2. No, not book 8. Oh yeah, book 1 of 2920. The last year of the first era, by Karlovac Townway. Does that sound? Not Nibanese, the other one. Colovian. Does it sound Colovian? Mornholt, Morrowind. All right, so that's timely. Almalexia lay in her bed of fur, dreaming. Not until the sun burned through her window, infusing the light wood and flesh colors of her chamber in a milky glow, did she open her eyes. It was quiet and serene, a stunning reverse of the flavor of her dreams, so full of blood and celebration. For a few moments she simply stared at the ceiling, trying to sort through her visions. In the courtyard of her palace was a boiling pool which steamed in the coolness of the winter morning. At the wave of her hand it cleared, and she saw the face in form of her lover Vivek in his study to the north. She did not want to speak right away. He looked so handsome in his dark red robes. Red robes? Writing his poetry as he did every morning. Oh, it's a good thing to have a routine, is it? Vivek, she said, and he raised his head in a smile looking at her face across thousands of miles. Not actually, you can do it in one day. All right. Right, well, actually you can because there's no Almalexia in the game, right? I have seen a vision of the end of the war. After 8 years, I don't think anyone can imagine an end, said Vivek with a smile, but he grew serious, trusting Almalexia's prophecies. Who will win? Morrowind or the Cyrodiilic Empire? Without Sothasil in Morrowind, we will lose, she replied. My intelligence tells me that the Empire will strike us to the north in early springtide, by first seed at the latest. Could you go to Atrium and convince him to return? I'll leave today, she said simply. 4th, so 3 days after. Gideon, Black Marsh. The Empress paced around her cell. Wintertide gave her wasteful energy, while in the summer she would merely sit by her window and be grateful for each breath of stale swamp wind that came to cool her. Across the room, her unfinished tapestry of a dance at the Imperial Court seemed to mock her. She ripped it from its frame, tearing the pieces apart as they drifted to the floor. Yeah, a sulky one. Then she... No, not a sulky. Oh, she didn't sulk. Actually, that kind of a behavior would be very much like my sister's when she was 3. And then she laughed at her own useless gesture of defiance. Well, very well. She would have plenty of time to repair it and craft 100 more. The Emperor had locked her up in Castle Geovese? Geovese? What kind of name is that? Very French. "7 years ago, and would likely keep her here until he or she died." Like, am I missing something? Yeah. The Empress is not exactly Almalexia. Oh, crap. Oh, alright. So this is not Almalexia. Good on you, Riin, to get that straight. Right. With a sigh, she pulled the cord to call her knight, Zook. Zook? Khajiit? Or... He appeared at the door within minutes, fully uniformed as befitted an imperial guard. Most of the native Kothringi tribesmen of Black Marsh, so Black Marsh is not exactly Khajiitstan, isn't it? Preferred to go about naked, but Zook had taken a positive delight to fashion. His silver reflective skin was scarcely visible, only on his face, neck and hands. "Your Imperial Highness," he said with a bow. "Zook," said Empress Tavia. "I'm bored. Let's discuss methods of assassinating my husband today." Oh. Sorry. Was that actually funny, or am I just in a foul mood today? Right. Yeah, a week or so, 10 days afterwards, the imperial city is Cyrodiil, so yeah. The chimes, proclaiming South Wind's prayer, echoed from the wide boulevards and gardens of the imperial city, calling all to their temples. The Emperor Riin III always attended a service at the Temple of the One, while his son and heir, Prince Juilek, found it more political to attend a service at a different temple for each religious holiday. This year, it was at the Cathedral Benevolence of Mara. Is there a temple to Mara in Imperial City? No. No, but yeah, Oblivion, I mean, the TS 4th Tamriel is not actually. Yeah, so we could picture the Cyrodiilic city, like the Imperial City, being truly grand with a temple on the every corner. Oh yes, I guess the religion has got all religions in the whole universe, both real and fantasy, are more or less the same. The benevolence services were mercifully short, but it was not until well after noon that the Emperor was able to return to the palace. By then, the arena combatants were impatiently waiting for the start of the ceremony. The crowd was far less restless, as the potentate Bersidiushire, I would really appreciate some guidance, or the pronunciation matters, had arranged for a demonstration from a troupe of Khajiit acrobats. Your religion is so much more convenient than mine, said Emperor to his potentate by way of an apology. What is the first game? A one-on-one battle between two able warriors, said the potentate, his scaly skin catching the sun as he rose, armed befitting their culture. Sounds good, said the Emperor and clapped his hands. Let the sport commence. The sport. Yeah. Panem et... Yeah, the other thing. Sounds good. Yeah. As soon as he saw the two warriors enter the arena to the roar of the crowd, Emperor Gamon III remembered that he had agreed to this several months before and forgotten about it. One combatant was the potentate's son, Saverin Chorak, a glistening ivory yellow eel, gripping his katana and wakizashi with his thin, deceptively weak-looking arms. The other one was the Emperor's son, Prince Julek, in ebony armor with a savage orcish helm, shield and longsword at his side. Why orcish? Why orcish if that was supposed to be, the culture, so he should have ebony, shouldn't he? Well, this will be fascinating to watch, hissed the potentate, a wide grin across his narrow face. I don't know if I've ever seen a Cyrodiil fight in Akavir like this. Usually it's army against army. At last we can settle which philosophy is better, to create armor to combat swords, as your people do, or to create swords to combat armor, as mine do. A very, very Japanese way of seeing things, I would say. No one in the crowd, aside from a few scattered Akaviri consuls and the potentate himself, wanted Savirian Chorak to win. But there was a collective intake of breath at the sight of his graceful movements. His swords seemed to be a part of him, a tail coming from his arms to match the one behind him. It was a trick of counterbalance, allowing the young serpent man to roll up into a circle and spin into the center of the ring in possessive position. The prince had a plot forward the less impressive traditional way. I can picture this rolling into a circle. Oh crap. Poor prince. As they sprang at each other, the crowd bellowed with delight. The Akaviri was like a moon in orbit around the prince, effortlessly springing over his shoulder to attempt a blow from behind. But the prince whirled around quickly to block with his shield. His counter-strike met only air as his foe fell flat to the ground and slithered between his legs, tripping him. Are you smart or are you conniving? The prince fell to the ground with a resounding crash. Metal and air melted together as Savirian Chorak rained strike after strike upon the prince, who blocked everyone with his shield. We don't have shields in our culture, murmured Verzidiushaya to the emperor. It seems strange to my boy, I imagine. In our country, if you don't want to get hit, you move out of the way. Yeah. That's some philosophy hidden behind those words. When Savirian Chorak was rearing back to begin another series of blinding attacks, the prince kicked at his tail, sending him falling back momentarily. In an instant, he had rebounded, but the prince was also back on his feet. The two circled one another until the snake man sprang forward, katana extended. The prince saw his foe's plan and blocked the katana with his longsword and the wakizashi with his shield. Its short punching blade impaled itself in the metal, and Savirian Chorak was thrown off balance. The prince's long blade slashed across the Akaviri's chest, and the sudden intense pain caused him to drop both his weapons. In a moment it was over. Savirian Chorak was prostrate in the dust with the prince's longsword at his throat. The game's over, shouted the emperor, barely heard over the applause from the stadium. The prince grinned and helped Savirian Chorak up and over to a healer. The emperor clapped his potentate on the back, feeling relieved. He had not realized, when the fight had begun, how little chance he had given his son at victory. Sad, really, not to believe in one's own child. He will make a fine warrior, said Vizier, and a great emperor. Just remember, laughed the emperor, you Kaviri have a lot of showy moves, but if just one of our strikes comes through, it's all over for you. Oh, I remember that, nodded the potentate. Riin thought about that command for the rest of the games and had trouble fully enjoying himself. Could the potentate be another enemy, just as the empress had turned out to be? The matter would bear watching. So next 10 days or so, or a week, we go back to Mournhold. Why don't you wear the green gown I gave you? Asked the Duke of Mournhold, watching the young maiden put on her clothes. Who is the Duke of Mournhold? It doesn't fit, smiled Turala. And you know I like red. It doesn't fit because you're getting fat, laughed the Duke, pulling her down on the bed, kissing her breasts and the pouch of her stomach. Oh my God, what am I reading? She laughed at the tickles but pulled herself up, wrapping her red robe around her. I'm round like a woman should be, said Turala. Will I see you tomorrow? No, said the Duke. I must entertain Vivek tomorrow. And the next day the Duke of Ebonhard is coming. Do you know I never really appreciated Alexia and her political skills until she left? It is the same with me, smiled Turala. You will only appreciate me when I'm gone. Yeah. As with the happiness and luck and all the good things that we have, we only appreciate them when they're gone. That's not true at all, snorted the Duke. I appreciate you now. Turella allowed the Duke one last kiss before she was out the door. She kept thinking about what he said. Would he appreciate her more or less when he knew that she was getting fat because she was carrying his child? Would he appreciate her enough to marry her? No, I don't think so. The year continues in Suns Down. Shall we read Suns Down? Of course we should. We shall. Yeah. Now, so Morning Star is January? Really? So Sun's Dawn is February? Perhaps. Perhaps. I will try and remember to check that up. The Isle of Artium, Somerset. Sothasil watched the initiates float one by one up to the awesome tree. What is an awesome? Awesome? Taking a fruit or a flower from its high branches before dropping back to the ground with varying degrees of grace. Yeah, it's like Riin with her levitation ring that lasts only 10 seconds. So, yeah. The degree of grace is usually low. He took a moment while nodding his head in approval to admire the day. The whitewashed statue of Sirabane, which a great mage was said to have posed for in ancient days, stood at the precipice of the cliff overlooking the bay. Pale purple proscato flowers waves to and fro in the gentle breeze. Beyond, ocean and the misty border between Artium and the main island of the Somerset. By and large acceptable, he proclaimed as the last student dropped her fruit in his hand. With a wave of his hand, the fruit and flowers were back in the tree. With another wave, the students had formed into position in a semicircle around the sorcerer. He pulled a small fibrous ball with a foot in diameter from his white robes. What is this? The students understood this test. It asked them to cast a spell of identification on the mysterious object. Why don't we have a spell of identification? That would be nice. However, one might think that sort of spell of identification is sort of built in the eyes of men and mare, because as we look at something, we instantly know what that is and what something does, like what is the magical abilities of something. And I do remember that there was something like identification. Was it in Diablo? Well, given that I haven't played virtually anything but Baldur's Gate and Diablo, it must have been one or the other. So you pick an item and you know it is enchanted, but you don't know the enchantment. You have to get it identified, and you cannot identify it yourself. You have to get it to somebody who is knowledgeable, and he will identify it for you. That was funny. Yeah. So each initiate closed his or her eyes and imagined the ball in the realm of the universal truth. So the Platon universe, right? Its energy had a unique resonance, as all physical and spiritual matter does. A negative aspect, a duplicate version, relative paths, true meaning, a song in the cosmos, a texture in the fabric of space, a facet of being that has always existed and always will exist. A ball, said a young Nord named Wellach, which brought giggles from some of the youngster initiates, oh crap, but a frown from most, including Sothasil. If you must be stupid, at least be amusing, growled the sorcerer, and then looked at a young, dark-haired Atma lass, who looked confused. Dilatha, do you know? It's grom. What's a grom? Grom? It is a Polish word for thunder. Or actually, not a thunder. Well, this sound that the thunder makes. So, whatever a grom is in English, I don't know. Said Dilatha uncertainly. What the drag meth after they've cooked Krevinasim? What? What? What does the drag meth? Oh, right. Karvinasim. But very good nonetheless, said Sothasil. Now tell me, what does that mean? Yeah, do tell us, what does that mean? I don't know, admitted Lilatha. The rest of the students also shook their heads. There are layers to understanding all things, said Sothasil. The common man looks at an object and fits it into a place in its way of thinking. Those skilled in the old ways, in the way of the physics, in mysticism, can see an object and identify it by its proper role. But one more layer is needed to be peeled back to achieve understanding. You must identify the object by its role and its truth and interpret that meaning. In this case, this ball is indeed grum, which is a substance created by the drag. Maybe that's why I didn't know the word in English. The underwater race in the north and western parts of the continent. For 1 year of their life, they undergo Karvinazim when they walk upon the land. All right. Following that, they return to the water and the meth, or devour the skin and organs they needed for land dwelling. Then they vomit it up into little balls like this. Rum. Drag vomit. Oh crap. Suddenly I lost interest in my hot chocolate. The students looked at the ball a little queasily. Sothasil always loved this lesson. He definitely did. Oh gosh. 4th, so a couple of days after, Imperial City. Spies muttered. Not the very best voice acting on my part. Spies, muttered the Emperor, sitting in his bath, staring at the lump on his foot. All around me, traitors and spies. His mistress Rija washed his back, her legs wrapped around his waist. She knew after all this many years when to be sensual and when to be sexual. When he was in a mood like this, it was best to be calmly, soothingly, seductively sensual, and not to say a word unless he asked her a direct question, which he did. What do you think when a fellow steps on his Imperial Majesty's foot and says, "I'm sorry, Your Imperial Majesty"? Don't you think, "Pardon me, Your Imperial Majesty" is more appropriate? I'm sorry. Well, that almost sounds like the bastard Gonian was sorry. I'm His Imperial Majesty. What he hopes we lose the war with Morrowind. That's what it sounds like. Really? Like, why would an Argonian, who is obviously not very well sort of perceived in Morrowind, I mean the race, why would he hope that they lose. But actually, it's quite a nice point. I'm sorry, Your Imperial Majesty. It looks like he was sorry that the guy was a king, right? Or the emperor, rather. Right. What would make you feel better? Asked Rija. Would you like him flogged? He is only, as you say, the battle chief of Solrest. It would teach him to mind where he's stopping. My father would have flogged him. My grandfather would have had him killed, the emperor grumbled. But I don't mind if they all step on my feet, provided they respect me and don't plot against me. You must trust someone. Only you, smiled the emperor. Oh, really? Give me a break. Turning slightly to give Rija a kiss. Oh my. And my son Chulek, whatever. I suppose, though I wish he were a little more cautious. And your council and the potentate, asked Rija. A pack of spies and a snake, laughed the emperor, kissing his mistress again. As they began to make love, he whispered, as long as you're true, I can handle the world. I don't think she is then. 13th of Sun's dawn. Turella stood at the black, bejeweled city gates. A wind howled around her, but she felt nothing. The Duke had been furious upon hearing his favourite mistress was pregnant, and had cast her from his sight. Yeah. She tried again and again to see him, but his guards turned her away. Finally, she returned to her family and told them the truth. If only she had lied and told them she did not know who the father was, a soldier, a wandering adventurer, anyone. But she told them that the father was the Duke, a member of the House Indril. Now we know. And they did what she knew they would have to do as proud members of the House Redrun. Upon her hands was burned the sign of expulsion. Her weeping father had branded on her. But the Duke's cruelty hurt her far more. She looked out the gate and into the wide winter plains, twisted, sleeping trees and skies without birds. No one in Morrowind would take her in now. She must go far away. Ah, yeah, that's a nice country to live in. Actually, I didn't think that Redrun would be that cruel. In fact, it actually... Alright. Yeah, Riin is Redrun. Alright, it's just... I know that she shouldn't have. Anyway. Yeah, the one without a fault should throw the first stone, right? Right. With slow, sad steps, she began her journey. Central. Anaquina. Modern day and elsewhere. Someplace else, right? What troubles you? Asked Queen Hassama, noticing her husband's sour mood. At the end of most lovers' days, he was in excellent mood, dancing in the ballroom with all the guests, but tonight he retired early. When she found him, he was curled in the bed, frowning. That blasted bard's tale about Polydor and Eloisa put me in a rotten state, he growled. Why did he have to be so depressing? All right, so it's not only me who gets depressed about the stories. But it isn't that the truth of the tale, my dear? Weren't they doomed because of the cruel nature of the world? It's not the nature of the world, I'm afraid. It's the nature of people. It doesn't matter what the truth is. He did a rotten job of telling a rotten tale, and I'm not going to let him do it anymore. King Drozel sprang from the bed. So it is in elsewhere, so those are Khajiits, right? Right. King Drozel. His eyes were roomy with tears. Where did they say he was from again? I believe Gilverdale in easternmost Valenwood, said the Queen, shaken. My husband, what are you going to do? The rotten bard from the rotten Valenwood, so he's a rotten bosmer. That's who he is. Right. Drozel was out of the room in a single spring, bounding up the stairs to his tower. If Queen Hassama knew what her husband was going to do, she did not try to stop him. He had been erratic of late, prone to fits and even occasional seizures, but she never suspected the depths of his madness and his loathing for the bard and his tale, the wickedness and passivity found in mortal men. So, some days more, Gilverdale, Valenwood. Listen to me again, said the old carpenter. If cell 3 holds worthless brass, then cell 2 holds the gold key. If cell 1 holds the gold key, then cell 3 holds worthless brass. If cell 2 holds worthless brass, then cell 1 holds the gold key. What? I'm not in the mood for puzzles. I understand, said the lady. You told me. And so cell 1 holds the gold key, right? No, said the carpenter. Let me start from the top. Mamma, said the little boy, pulling on his mother's sleeve. Just one moment, dear. Mother's talking, she said, concentrating on the riddle. You said cell 3 holds the golden key if cell 2 holds worthless brass, right? No, said the carpenter patiently. Cell 3 holds worthless brass if cell 2... Mama, cried the boy. His mother finally looked. The bright red mist was pouring over the town in a wave, engulfing building after building in its wake. Red mist. Striding before was a red-skinned giant, the Daedra Molagbal. He was smiling. Like, can the Daedra just walk? All right. Gilverdale Valenwood. Almalexia stopped her steed in the vast moor of mud to let him drink from the river. He refused to, even seemed repelled by the water. Yeah, of course, because you shouldn't let the horse bend down when you are in a saddle. It struck her as odd. They have been making excellent time from Mournhold, and surely he must be thirsty. She dismounted and joined her retinue. She should have dismounted first, before trying to give water to her horse. Sorry. Where are we now? She asked. One of her ladies pulled up a map. I thought we were approaching a town called Gilverdale. Almalexia closed her eyes and opened them again quickly. The vision was too much to bear. As her followers watched, she picked up a piece of brick and a fragment of bone and clutched them to her heart. We must continue on to Aanthirin, she said quietly. A first continues in first seat. Do we have first seat? No, we have only last seat. Right, so... Oh, we will soon be able to read some sermons as well. No, not today. Not today. Right. Yeah, I'm so poor in the law that it's a disgrace, really. I really don't know what happened in the year 2920. I really don't know. I wish I did, but I don't. fairly, nicely written though. However, I don't really approve of what Redoran did to this girl. I mean, she could have been, disgraced, but not cast away and, burnt. Aye. I know the Japanese did worse things. All right, what shall we put away? We can't. There's nothing more to be put away, actually. But first, we need to make a decision on our next level, right? Yeah, the strength is all right. However, the willpower and endurance, endurance could be, and willpower, so willpower is destruction, right? Oh, I am tempted to just go and train because, you see, destruction is 35. Not that good. Shall we go and train destruction? We've got money. And then we can just concentrate on endurance, right? We've got a spear and the medium armor on us. And light armor as well, but this doesn't actually matter. Right, so maybe we could do that. And mysticism is willpower as well. And what is... personality. So we've got 1 point towards personality, and personality is as bad as endurance is. Ooh. I need to think. And it doesn't come easily today. We need to... But we are doing Fighters Guild, so we actually do need to train some strength, right? All right, let's go back. Stop whining. Yeah. Now, Manum Nabi, the cave almost directly south of Old Leavenheart. Let's then go. Thank you again for your help, somebody said. South. The one thing that bothers me in Old Leavenheart is that, you see, this is the central thing? The central... How do you call that place? The central... Oh, I lost the word. The central thing, yeah? And then, well, you do have the castle, right? But you actually
Well met.
Cannot see any way out. I mean, there is a way out here, which looks very much sort of neglected, and it's just a narrow alley. And
The
here,
Nine and the Empire, citizen.
it's very narrow, and you can easily miss it. And here, there's just a little bit of a backyard with a well. A well should be better accessible, shouldn't it? So yeah, This is the only thing that actually bothers me, because I know of no medieval sort of, and this is clearly a medieval themed city. I know of no medieval town or city that has got no clear way in or out. Let's go south. Directly south, right?
I'm listening, please.
Hello, the older brother of Sergos. What was his name? Servala? Sergos Servala? What was his name? The one in Sedanin who gives us the class. Sergala. I don't remember. Right, directly south. So, I haven't been here for a long time because I had 2 shoots, and those were... Ah, you are
We
the...
are blessed, truly blessed.
Yeah,
It is an honor.
you are the Fighters Guild. Yeah, and you offer training
Perhaps I can be of
in
assistance.
marksman. Yeah. No, you can't. Sorry, not today. Yeah, so I was away for a couple of days, which was fun, really. This is Films Ithil, right? So, and they sat northwest of Films Ithil, or Films Ithil. Northwest, which means here. Really? Right. Very close. Too close for my liking, because I don't have the time to, ramble on. So I had 2 shoots, which were beautiful, especially one of them, because there was the leaves were on the trees very much still in that vicinity, and yeah, the shoot was beautiful. Actually, both of the cars were American cars, so I'm not really fond of them, but an old classic car is a classic car, no matter the country of origin, right? So yeah, I had a really, really good time. Especially then the first, when especially that they took place. Is it this one? Yep. Nice. So let's have a nap to rest. Yeah. So it was in one of my favorite regions of Poland. Lower Silesia or Silesia, I don't know. And it was really, really nice. Really, really great. And the people were great. The owners of the car were really very nice people. Very generous, very patient, because some owners of the cars they have, I don't know why they would have the understanding that the shoot takes like a quarter of an hour, while that it takes up to several hours. So yeah, so they were really, I don't think this, I have a feeling that this could be a really bad idea to have a spear, but all right. What a nice welcome. Yeah, so it was great. I have a feeling that I should go there, but not now maybe. Alright. Yeah. And everything boils down to the rhythm. Ah, see? This one is big. This one is mighty. Yeah.
Stupid!
Right. Done and dusted. What is that? Cork. All right. Nice. Nice little touch. No. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Don't make me levitate. I don't feel like levitating right now. I'm afraid I will have to. Maybe not. Let's have 5 ourselves. Oi, 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 oi. Right. So we are up. Actually, where the heck are we? Me and my fear of height. Oh my god. I would have never come here. Alright, so this is the travel lantern and some mustard. Yeah. Now, this is the place I have seen from... Yep. This is the entrance, so I guess. So, yeah. Nothing here. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. Plate. Goblet. Right. Now, yeah, I see it. I saw it the first time. Torn journal page. Now, Sanders. 3 days have passed since we lost track of the wretched mage, Aramak. The trail has grown cold, but we shall not let this setback dampen our spirits. We have taken respite in this cave after my faithful companion Lenwyn Barotar. Who might that be, Lenwyn Barotar? A Breton? Spotted it from the shore. Many nixhounds were slain. No longer shall they terrorize the farmers in the area. Well, actually, they shall. Shortly after settling down for the night, a figure approached our camp. It was a kindly pilgrim en route to Necrom. They had lost control of both arms in a childhood accident and asked for company on their journey. I was more than happy to oblige. Also, I think the binding on these pages is failing. I knew I should have paid an extra few septims for a quality glue. You should have paid extra few septims for a quality sewn journal, and know what I'm talking about. The best qualities sewn. Right. Next location is too smudged to read. Really? So I guess we can just recall. We need to change the cell to stop the musing from haunting us. Let's get to Sharnoga.
Your time with me, you humble me.
Have you found any trace of Constantius? The note mentions Lenwyn Barotar. That was Constantius's companion, in the stories I've read at least. If that scrap is legitimate, then it was written by Constantius himself. I'm not sure who the stranger than they mention is, and I can't read the next location either. Still, you did great work. Let me know if you are ready for your next task. I'm sure you'll never guess what it is. I will never guess. Like, never. Constantius. Your next task is to follow up on that journal page. Head up to the Imperial Library in the Ebon Tower and see if they can read the smudged location. I told them about the progress you've made. Oh, when? I've never left. So there's some telepathy coming on. And they've agreed to help. Hopefully, they can point you to Constantius. Right? So where is this Imperial Library? It's part of the Ebon Tower Palace. Enter the Great Hall and take the first door to your left.
Welcome.
What have I just done? Alright, let's go to the Ebon Tower, the most confusing place in all of Morrowind. Yeah, I really dislike that kind of plain white days. I mean in real life. I don't mind in Morrowind. But in real life, the weather like that, with no shadows whatsoever, mean flat two-dimensional photos. Right, so... yeah, two-dimensional like this. Oh. Actually, it's not the most, frequent view on old Ebonheart. Yeah. This is the place when I last saw Captain Fentis. And I think I should have, if I made the walk here that particular day, could I see? I need to do it the next time. On my next Riin iteration, I will try to do it. Like when the guy is here with his boat saying his goodbye, or maybe even before I even talk to him, I can come here and yeah, just pick through. And I'll make sure it will be a nice day so that I could take some nice photos of that. Yeah. Right. So I do have some more shoots coming up next week, if the weather holds, which is always, it is always a hazard. But it's alright. I guess some of them will happen regardless. And some of them might be postponed, not really cancelled, so it's alright. The one thing I really dislike is having shoots cancelled because of the weather. It is just so annoying and so disheartening. Great Hall.
Law.
I guess your emperor... He's got some flaws, doesn't he? What is that? Oh, I do like it very much. I mean, is that a drake? Like a little dragon? And he's holding keys to the coffer. Nice. It looks pretty much like a basilisk, doesn't it? Nice. Ooh, and that one is nice as well. Oh, I can see a shop in here. Yeah, nice. So what is this? Hall of Justice. How is it? Have you heard? Have you heard him? Is
Nine and the embarks.
but a profession worth of absolutely nothing? Not really. Not really. Have you read Shakespeare? He was a bard, wasn't he? Would you say his work was worth absolutely nothing? Dear sir, you should feel ashamed and get back to reading. So where is the Great Hall then? Great Hall is here. Right, so this is the garrison, I guess. Legion. Right, Great Hall and then to the left. Right, here.
I'm listening.
Are you? I'm not talking. Not to you anyways. Visitors notice, yeah, Price Library. Gracious visitors to the Ebon Tower. The library and Royal Feast Hall are open to the public. Visitors are asked to refrain from touching or exploiting our exotic floral collection. Oh, really? Really? And then instantly, Riin feels like touching and exploiting. Apple tree. Oh, that is something I really wanted to have. I really wanted to have the apple orchard in my garden. And this thing here, this is the lily of the valley, and I actually do have some in the pot next to my bed. Yeah, chokewood is not actually it's not actually an exotic plant in here, is it? Nor is the red rose, but this thing, Vipers Bugloss, yeah, that's exotic. Rue brush is not exotic.
Day in the Empire.
But chokeberry vine, yeah. Aurelia Ordo, who are you? Nobility from Colovia. All right. You know what? I would actually make this runner a little bit wider. But it's just me. Yeah. Do you hear crickets? What are crickets doing in the library?
Emperor's law.
Oh, really? I don't serve any law. Apart from my own. Actually, the sun is peeking through. I mean, at home. Maybe I could go out and do some gardening. The seed. How to tune your home. All right, I guess we should come over and have some reading. St. Raymond, the Battle of Sancretor. Ruminations on the Elder Scrolls. Yeah, it's not that long, but I think I've read enough today. Alright, let's have 5 ourselves. Capia Hegateria. Sounds Lebanese, right? You must be the one Shanaga was talking about. I heard you found something written by Constantius. I'd love to see it. Let's see. Based on the width of the lettering of his lettering and the average spacing between letters, while tracing his estimated route through known areas existing in his lifetime, I'd say he was headed to Teknilasha Shulpi. Oh my god. That's a proper Aztec name. It's a Daedric shrine, east of here in the Soundred Scar. Big Daedric shrine. Lots of angry cultists. Good luck. Soundred Scar. Isn't that the place that is going to be changed in Poison Song? Best of luck. Yeah, I'm sure you won't be the last one to attempt this. I'm sure I will be. Teknilashal Shulpi. It is a large Daedric shrine in the Soundred Scar. It's hard to miss. Follow the road east from Dondril until you enter the Scar. Once you pass over the mountain range that divides it from Aanthirin, turn to the north. The shrine should be close enough. So we shall go to Dondril. Somewhere here, yeah. Then go here and turn north. Yep. No? But yes. Hello, Mr. Gutenberg.
Tidings and good wishes to you.
Ewain Samantine. You look like a proper monk with this stancer of yours. Alright. What is that?
Emperor, King, and Justice.
Ooh,
citizen.
Rope of Eben Regency. I might want that. I might want that.
Glorious day.
I don't really think that it will be that difficult to acquire.
A real do-gooder, that one. Strictly by the book.
Shall we? One thing you really need when you are doing that bad things is crosshair. Yeah, now. Done. No, not this one. Options, crosshair off, return. Nice. See? Still image. What is a still image? I think that if I click on that, I'll... Oh, you've learned the... Alright. I thought I could, you know, I would just pick it up and everybody would just, you know, grab her. Right? I don't really feel like reading anymore. Oh. Trent. So he's Hlalo, right? Is he Hlalo?
I'm
Please, by all means. I'm listening.
Karos Cocceius? No need to courtesy, madam. You may approach. I do not believe we have been introduced. I am Lord Karos Cocceius. Cocceius? Castellan of the Tower. What is it that you want with me? I'm Karos Cocceius, Burgrave of Old Ebonheart and Castellan of the Ebon Tower. As the king's vassal, I both rule over the city and manage his majesty's household here in the palace. Burgrave? What is that? I think the sort of earthly term is margrab, but I'm not sure in English. Margrabia in Polish. So, you are a glorified housekeeper. Yeah. It is a noble title. A burgrave rules over a city or a castle, or, in my case, both. Some of my imperial peers here in Morrowind choose to call themselves governors, but I am of noble birth and would never degrade myself with a common title like that. Common title, governor. All right. So, having this, been spoken out, I think telling him that he's a glorified housekeeper would not be, would no go unpunished, like any good deed. Right, no, not now. Let's go. Yeah, those shirts are really, really nice.
Happy to help.
On a male character, but on a female, they're not that nice. Right, let's go then to Dundrill. Where are we going? It's so confusing a place. Where am I going? I want to be here, and I'm not so sure if there is a way through. No, there isn't. Castles. I want to be there. How to... Oh, look. Look, the sun is setting. Oh. No, I cannot miss such... Where's my... not mysticism, but this one. Yeah, exquisite ring. Yeah, no. Some less gracious fall, probably. Yeah, I just love this early night scenery. What is this place? Slave market. Now, I do remember that there was this slave market. No, the Oran Plantation, right? and there was this slave overseer who was really, really, really cruel person, and who killed the young Indril noble, and there was some, fly noise in his house. And Borean Knight, he asked if I knew if there was a corpse inside, and I didn't know. I need to go and check. Shall we go and check? We should go and check. Yeah, and this will be the last thing I do, because I guess it is not raining anymore. And I could go outside, do something. What am I really doing? I need to go south west to get to Oran Plantation, right? Velk. I will never kill a Velk because those are really docile creatures and really nice. I was hoping to have a nice shot, but not really. Oh. This is not so bad. Get your head up. Get your head up, kid. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Good boy. Now, he's our marksman trainer, right? If she could only jump and help.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Nedalor Ilves. Ilves? Don't really know. Now we need to get there. Right? So this is Felm's Ethol, right? Or Ethol. The hot chocolate is done. I'm thirsty then, right? Yeah, so I've had some discussions with apparently the developers of Tamil Rebuild, which actually I must say was quite an honor. And well, they tried to convince me to play Poison Song, but actually I'm sorry to say they didn't. I mean, I'm not convinced. Sorry. I'm not really in the mood to discuss this matter, and I don't think I will ever, because, I just made my decision not to play it, to finish my Tamil Rebuild exploration in Grasping Fortune, which is a shame, because I wanted to see Blacklight, being, fond of Redderance as I am. Not that much anymore, however, after reading the book. Yeah, here we are, Oran Plantation. Now, how about having a night picture? Yeah. Nice. This thing. I don't think I have it on my map, though. Nice. It's probably just a tower. Not a plantation, but a tower, or how is that called? You look like a slaver, but today I'm not gonna, kill the slavers. I'm gonna just check out something. I don't remember what's that guy name. I guess I need to get to the estate, right? I guess. I'm not sure. Oh, look, that looks grand. You know, it looks way better than Balmora. Oh gosh, look at that. Now, that is something with Tuldrulan, yeah? Oh, I don't have it yet. Or anymore, actually, for some reasons. I really like... That was the less gracious fall, right? Now, where do I go in? I don't really remember. This way. I don't remember the guy's name. It's not her. I don't really remember. I don't even remember if it was here. Look, I got it. So there is a corpse. The sound is... somewhere here. So either upstairs or downstairs. I don't see any downstairs. Do you hear the flies? I do. A very, very subtle...
Say what...
Where is the body hidden? Maybe it's, Ah, I thought it might be somewhere behind the bed. But I have hard time trying to get... Alright, so no, it's not a... You all die. You all die badly from my hand. One day, but not today. Right, so one thing... There could be something
He can show me
downstairs. Yep,
which he doesn't have.
right. How about we need to yeah, we need to conceal ourselves. Oh. Was it successful? Yeah. There is a body. Ears in brine. Oh, I cannot activate it. I cannot activate the body. Yeah, so there's one thing sort of clarified. Yeah, there is a body, but this body seems to be a little bit, you know, out of ordinary. So I guess there is more to it. And probably, since I think I did all the quests, or most of the quests, that are sort of unrelated to any longer quest line, like the house quest line. So I think that might be related to Hlalo quest line, if anything. Or maybe... Well, I haven't done Mage's quest line, nor Temple quest line, nor Imperial Cult. But other than that, I just did most of, you know, random quests, like you encounter somewhere. So I think it's either Hlalo or Temple or Cult. Or Tervani, but I wouldn't see how Tervani would, you know, be interested in Oran Plantation down in the south. Right, so now one last picture. I can't see a frame. Where is a frame? There must be some frames around. I just don't see them. I just don't see them. Right. I guess that would be all for today. At least all for this time.
Oh, it's you. Can I help you?
You know what? I've got a sore throat from all this reading and talking, so. Right. How about this one? Well, not that great, but still better than previous. However, I don't like bending walls. Like, you see, I really don't like the walls that do that. One of the reasons, and I really don't like wide angles. Oh, a little bit better. But if I tilt the camera down, I see lots of ground, which is vastly uninteresting. And I crop the tree, which is far more interesting. All right. All right, let's call this a shot. Let's call that a frame. And yeah. See you soon. Bye.